I've learned that the best side hustles will never require you to trade your time for money in the long run. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the First Hustle Then Brunch podcast. I'm your host Jazzy, and today we have a solo episode. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. I've just been having so much fun with these interview style podcast episodes, and so I haven't done a solo one in a while. But I'm excited for this because you guys have been asking for an episode about digital products for a very long time, and I'm finally able to deliver on that. So if you've been following me since the beginning, you know that I used to talk about tons of different side hustles, but over the past couple of years, my content has pivoted a bit to focus on digital products because this is literally the best side hustle out there. And I'm pretty confident I'll still be saying this 10 or 20 years from now because it's true. Back in the day, I was working a full-time job plus multiple other side hustles, and it looked like I was killing it. I had a bunch of different streams of income. I was receiving multiple direct deposits every single week, and I was able to put an extra $500 to $1,000, sometimes $1,500 a month towards my financial goals. But what you didn't see is that I was completely burnt out. I was going to work, leaving on my lunch breaks to walk dogs, getting home, then testing websites and doing surveys. On the weekends, I was mystery shopping, walking more dogs, tutoring, and writing resumes and cover letters. I did them all. And despite spending all of my free time working these other side hustles, I really didn't have much to show for all the effort that I was putting in. Yeah, a couple $100 here and there was nice, but it was at the expense of my mental health, my social life, literally everything else just fell off. And I was too exhausted, or I still didn't have the extra money that I needed to go out as much as I wanted to or travel. Now, while this was going on, I kept getting questions about budgeting because I had a personal finance blog and people were really struggling to stay consistent with the apps. A lot of people told me that it was just too easy for them to ignore due to all the automations that we have with those apps. You don't really have to pay attention to where exactly your money is going. So randomly, I got the idea to create a printable budget binder. And I did do my research, so I knew that this was something that people were interested in, but I didn't even know what a digital product was or that that's what it was called, that's what I created, but that's what it was. I listed it for sale, posted an Instagram story letting people know that it was available for $27, and within a couple of hours, I had made over $500, which, again, was literally how much I was making on average every single month working like 10 different side hustles. So needless to say, I was shook because at that point, I had never made that much money online, nor had I made that much money passively. Honestly, I don't even think I had made money passively. I mean, I had a personal finance blog and there were some affiliate links on my blog, but it was nothing close to that. And normally it was in exchange for some service or giving my time, like most jobs are. So I continued to sell that one product for almost a year before I created an ebook. And that ebook was also about side hustles. And by the way, all of these are available on my website. If you're interested in just seeing what those products look like, they're now listed as freebies. If you go to firsthustlethenbrunch.com/links, you'll see them all listed there. So anyways, I was selling the printable budget binder, the ebook. Eventually, I created a paid masterclass and an online course, and the results were the same. I put in the effort to create the product once, and then I just told people about it, and when they were ready, they could purchase it any time of day. I had set up systems to process the sales automatically so that I could get paid while doing other things I love, like traveling and spending time with family and friends. And the more I learned, the more I was able to optimize my entire sales funnel or process, and I began to make more money than I was with all of those other side hustles combined, working way fewer hours. And aside from being able to pay off debt faster, which was my goal at the time, I was seeing my friends and family more and traveling, which just made me happier. So if you've ever dreamt of achieving financial freedom and having more flexibility when it comes to when and where you work, creating and selling digital products could be exactly what you're looking for. Imagine you wake up one morning, check your phone, and discover that while you were sleeping, you made $100 or even $1,000. Even though you weren't physically working, your digital products were still selling. And that's the beauty of creating a system to automatically sell your digital products for you. It's basically like having a money-making machine that's working 24/7 but requires very little maintenance from you. So what does that work actually look like? Because I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking when I say passive income that I mean you like literally just sit there and do absolutely nothing. That's not what I mean. You will have to put in some effort up front to create the product, which we'll get into in a minute. And then you'll spend a few hours each week driving traffic to it, basically creating content, which you're probably already doing anyways. And then it can generate income consistently, even while you're out enjoying a well-deserved vacation or spending quality time with your loved ones. So whether you're a busy professional juggling a demanding job, a busy stay-at-home mom, an influencer, content creator, whatever, the beauty of digital products is that literally anyone can do this, and you can do it with very little time if you want. You can work in the evenings, in the mornings before work, on the weekends, just whenever you have a little free time. It doesn't require a huge time commitment like other side hustles or online businesses, which is something that I really appreciated because I was super busy with my full-time job and wanted to do all these other things. And I think it's great, especially for people who stay at home, like stay-at-home moms. You are able to bring in an income without sacrificing that precious time with your little ones. And if you have a full-time job, this is something that you can do on the side while also still maintaining your full-time job. So basically, you would have the flexibility to pursue your passions, spend more time with your family, and simply enjoy more time off while your digital products continue to earn for you. Okay, so what makes digital products so special, and why am I on a mission to help as many people as possible get started? One of the most amazing things about digital products is their scalability, which means you can grow your income significantly without putting in significantly more work or incurring more expenses. So this is different from physical products or traditional brick and mortar businesses where in order to increase your revenue, you have to manufacture more products, which cost money, and you'll probably have shipping costs and all of that. You might even have employees that you have to pay. But with digital products, you don't have to keep creating the same product over and over and paying for that. You just create it once and save it to the platform that you're selling it on, and then an unlimited number of people are able to download it from anywhere in the world. So take an ebook, for example. Whether you sell one copy or 10,000 copies, it requires the same amount of effort to produce. Like, you're literally going to produce it one time. There's no shipping, no inventory to store, and you could even create your digital product for free. So the overhead or the cost of running this type of business is extremely low. And I'm going to say that again because I don't think people get this. You can create a digital product for free and start selling it without paying a dime, which means you're practically making 100% profit. So where else can you do that? Hopefully I've convinced you that you need to create a digital product, because no matter what you do for work or your current financial situation, we all know that having multiple sources of income is so important, but having the right source of income is even more important, I would say. And creating a digital product will allow you to start earning semi-passive income very quickly. That extra income can help you reach your financial goals faster, whether that's paying off debt, saving for a new home or a vacation, or you can invest it for the future. Not to mention, you'll be able to make more money while working way less hours. Creating a digital product could also open up additional opportunities as you build your personal brand. For example, it could establish you as an expert in your field, which could lead to speaking engagements or brand sponsorships. You'll also develop skills in marketing, sales, content creation, all of which could be very helpful in your career. I know for a fact that my online business helped me get a higher paying job in digital marketing because they told me so. The only experience I had in digital marketing when I came into this field full time was working on my own business. So you really never know where this could take you. And I know that online there's a lot of talk out there about quitting your 9-to-5 and become a boss babe and all of that. And if you hate your job, that's one thing. But if you enjoy what you're doing, or you think, I don't really want to be an entrepreneur because it's not for everybody, that's totally fine, because this can be a very, very successful side hustle for you. And trust me, it is going to be I'm going to say it, it's going to be way easier than some of these other side hustles that you might be thinking about. So how do you figure out what type of digital product to create? I've mentioned that there are a bunch of different types you could choose from, whether that's an ebook, masterclass, printable, workbook, online course, templates, music, like literally there are so many different types. And actually, before I forget, I should mention this. I created a list of over 100 profitable digital product ideas. So if you go to my Instagram at First Hustle Then Brunch and DM me DP, as in digital product, I'll send you a link so that you can download it. But it'll also be included in the show notes. But if you just want to get some ideas, go check that out. But okay, so the first step is brainstorming. But that doesn't mean you're just going to think of an idea and then go create it. In order to create a profitable digital product, you have to do some market research to identify a specific problem you can help solve for your audience. Again, you need to create a product that will solve a specific problem. You don't want to waste time creating a product that people don't actually want or need, so it's really important to validate your idea, and there's so many different ways you can do that. You want to think about what knowledge or skills you have that you can share because you want the product creation process to be as easy as possible. So you don't want to do something that you've never done before because now is not the time to teach yourself how to change a tire so that you can teach people how to change a tire. Like, we're not doing that. If you're having trouble coming up with ideas, ask yourself, what do people ask me for advice about? Most of the time, it's really obvious when we make a list of the things that we're good at and the things people ask us for help with. Once you have an idea in mind, create a clear outline for your digital product. This is going to look different depending on the type of product you're creating. For example, an ebook will obviously follow a specific flow or order that when people finish, they'll achieve some sort of result or learn something new. But if you're creating a website template, your outline might just be a list of all the features you want it to have or the different sections you want to include, that sort of thing. So either way, this will be super helpful as you start creating the content for your product just to help you get organized. So next you'll focus on creating or designing your digital product, and I highly recommend using Canva for any PDF downloads. But if you're doing video or something like that, just make sure you have equipment to record a high quality product. That doesn't mean your equipment has to be expensive, but if people are paying for this product, you want to make sure that they can see and hear you clearly. The product creation phase is where a lot of people get hung up. They get distracted by work and other obligations, or they just don't make the time to do it. So schedule it out, choose a specific time each day or each week when you will work on your product. Maybe it's after the kids go to sleep or really early in the mornings, whatever works best for you. And then choose a deadline for when you plan to complete it by. And also, with that being said, some digital products could be created in a matter of a couple of hours, while others may take a couple of months to create, like an online course, depending on how often you're able to work on it. So there's no expectation here, but I'd say do it as quickly as you can while also maintaining high quality and value. Of course, the sooner that you're able to get it out, the sooner you'll be able to start earning some income. Make sure you edit it thoroughly and pay attention to the visual presentation of your product. If it's a downloadable or a printable, definitely print it out so you can see how it will look for the end user or your customers, but the design and formatting should be engaging and user-friendly, and you want to try your best. Of course, we all make mistakes, but you want to try your best to make sure that there aren't any errors in there. That being said, when you look at something, maybe you're working on, back in college, you were working on a paper or something like that, and the more times that you look at it, you kind of overlook some of your mistakes. So you'll want to test your digital product with a few people in your ideal target audience. So don't ask your mom or boyfriend to look at the product if it isn't for them. You want to get genuine feedback that will help you make your product even better and ensure that it solves that specific problem that we talked about earlier, and just get another set of eyes on your product. Once the final version is complete, create a plan for how you'll promote your product. Are you going to use Instagram or YouTube or podcasts? Like, there's so many ways to market it, and even across platforms that might look different. But either way, you want to make sure that you provide value to your ideal target audience. That leads me into how you can create a passive system that works for you. So I go into this in way more detail in my programs, but you'll essentially be creating a sales funnel. This is how you'll convert complete strangers into leads and then into customers. So I'll go over a little bit of an overview, and this is very simplified, but here's how it could work, basically. So you'll need a traffic source. So let's choose Instagram, for example. So let's say you create one Instagram reel per day that attracts your ideal target customer. Always include a call to action in your captions, so you'll tell them where to go to learn more about your digital product. There, you can use a freebie to grow your email list and pitch to them later, or you can just share a link directly to your paid product. You want to choose a platform that allows you to collect payments automatically, so no one has to DM you asking you how to pay you or how much it costs or where to Venmo or Cash App you. Essentially, once the product is created, all you have to do is drive traffic to it any way you want to. And most digital products won't have to be updated unless it's an online course or something like that. So if you want to create additional digital products, you basically just repeat the process all over again. However, I will say that I, as well as many of my students, have had much more success promoting one product or two max, which sounds kind of crazy to say, but people are already overwhelmed with options, and if they know, like, and trust you and want to buy from you, which is what sets you apart from the competition, make it very, very easy for them. They'll be able to tell from your sales page whether or not this product is for them or not. It'll also be easier for you when creating content. And that's why you need to create a digital product based around a topic that you're knowledgeable about and you enjoy, because you're going to be talking about it a lot. So start with one, and then months down the line, if you decide to create something new, go for it. So over the past 6+ years, almost 7 years now, I've learned that the best side hustles will never require you to trade your time for money in the long run. So if you're ready to learn more about how you can work less and make more money, I recommend checking out my free masterclass, How to Create Passive Income with Your Own Digital Products. In this free training, you'll learn how to make an extra $1,000 a month with one digital product. Of course, you have to choose a product that will actually be profitable, so we'll go over how to figure out what type of product you should create. And I'll share the number one mistake you need to avoid when creating your first digital product so that you can have a successful product launch within 30 days. And I'll tell you how to build a system that sells for you 24/7 on autopilot so you can get paid while you're playing with your kids, out at brunch, at the gym, or even at your full-time job. I'll include a link to my free masterclass in the show notes, or you can DM me the word workshop to @FirstHustleThenBrunch on Instagram, and you'll receive the link directly in your inbox. All right, that's it for now. I'm sure I'll do more episodes about digital products in the future, but in the meantime, I have a ton of free content on social media, and then, of course, all of my programs that you can check out in the link in my bio. Thanks for tuning in to the First Hustle Then Brunch podcast. If you enjoyed this episode or learned something new, I'd love if you subscribed and left us a review. Another way to support the podcast is to take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your Instagram story. Tag me at First Hustle Then Brunch so I can repost it. Thank you so much for supporting the show, and I'll see you in the next episode.